Welcome to I Am Well podcast. I am your host, Gemma, a nutritionist and mindset coach passionate about all things health and wellness. I'm going to take you on a journey to discovering what health means for you and how to create a life you love living. I'm on a mission to uplift those who feel overwhelmed with what it means to be healthy, reminding you, my listeners, that nutrition is only one aspect of health, and empower you to live your best life on your terms. Let's get to it. Hello, everyone, and happy Easter. I hope everyone had a really good Easter break. We are filming this, recording this on Good Friday. So we are yet to have Easter, but I just wanted to put it out there. I hope everyone has had a really nice time. I also want to just give this an opportunity as a reminder for those who have been focusing on their nutrition this year and making it really a conscious effort to eat healthy and feel good, that you need to give yourself these grace periods. Like, there is always going to be an event on, there'll be some sort of celebration, and maybe you're going over to family's house where you can't say what food's going to be there. You can't, control it. And that's okay. So today, we went over to family's house. It's Good Friday, and we just ate. I just gave myself that grace period where I was like, I'm not going to worry about what I eat today. I'm just going to eat to feel satisfied, to enjoy it, to have fun as a celebration, because that's what life is all about. And if you can't do this, it means that it's not being a sustainable, life-changing experience. So you have to make sure that whatever you're implementing in your life around nutrition is sustainable. In saying that, I do have a really good tip for anyone who loves chocolate, and you've come to the end and you have a whole bunch of chocolate and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this? Last year I did this and it was so good, and I turned it into a little meal. So what I would do is I would heat up the chocolate in the microwave, and then I'd add Greek yogurt, and I'd add berries and stuff. And as we know, when you add things to it, healthy fats, protein, and fiber, like the berries and stuff, then you've got a really good recipe for keeping your blood sugar levels low. And also it makes you fuller. So then you don't want to keep going back for more chocolate. It's a really, really good tip. I highly recommend. If you're also you don't really want to do that and you just want to eat the chocolate on its own, then if you can, just eat something before it. Even have your dinner firsthand, which most of us do, because then we have that as a dessert after. And then just make sure to eat the chocolate within the hour of when you have your first meal. It just is a really handy tip at keeping your blood sugar levels low. And that's what I did with my leftover chocolate last year in Easter. And that's what I plan to do this year. Anyway, a little reminder first before I get stuck into this. The Fasting for Women mastermind is going to be on Tuesday, the 2nd of April, that I'm holding at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. As this episode will be released on Monday, you still have time to register. And for those that register, when you attend, it's literally, you don't even have to worry about being participating or being on camera or having your sound on. All of that's going to be off. It's just me trying to give you as much information as I can as possible, because that's all I want to do. That is my mission, to help empower women to take health into their own hands. And this is just one way of eating, one kind of area that I don't think people know enough about, so that it can just open up your mind to other possibilities of what you can do and how to eat towards your own body and for your own hormones and things. So it's a really empowering session. I'm going to give out a lot of information, Plus, at the end of it all, I will be giving out special offer and a little freebie. So only for those who register. And if you can't attend 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, 2nd of April, if you can't attend, you will be getting an email sent to your email with the recording along with the other little freebies in there. So it's literally a win-win. You might as well register. So you've literally got Monday to register and then it will be closed. And I don't know when I'll do something like this again. So please do not miss out. As I said, I just want to help as many women as I can. In saying that, I also have, if you have been listening to me and you've been interested in what I have to say and you are thinking, I really want to change my life around, I want to start working on me, I want to start doing things for me, please look at my website, www.iamwellhub.com.au, and it has all the information on there about the Thrive program. It's one-to-one fortnightly sessions with me. You'll also have 24/7 access to messaging me. We will dive into working on finding the perfect diet for you, the perfect diet to implement into your life and creating that sustainable change. And also working on your mindset though. That is like the biggest thing I'm really like an advocate for, because it doesn't matter how well you eat. If you don't have your mindset in check, none of it matters. It's like 90% of what will make or break it. And I really feel like that's what's worked for me. Like that's what helped me. I didn't even go down the nutrition side first. I've literally just worked on my mindset and then everything else started to click and fall into place. So I'm really passionate about it. Take a look. I'm opening up a few more spots in April for women to join my one-to-one program with me. And anyway, we'll get started for today's episode with Shane. I've got Shane back on again with me for our next episode together. We were actually, I've said, I think I put this on my Instagram story. We were going to do this Thursday night, and now we've done it Good Friday night. Shane, you can tell us why that happened. No, I'm kidding. Welcome.
Yeah, that's a good intro.
No, I'm kidding.
We're just back. I don't know. We're just tired and
we were just tired.
We didn't feel it, and there was no need to push it.
Mm-hmm. You have to have good energy,
especially if other people are going to listen to it.
Yes.
Sure, I don't know. I'd like to hear other people fighting.
Yeah. But no, I wouldn't. Okay, so it's holidays now. It's holidays for you.
Yeah, I got what is it, 10 days off? Something like that? I don't know.
So that's
not
good.
bad. It's really good to be.
If anyone else is on holidays, happy vibes.
Yeah, that's it. No, happy to be home for a bit until I get over the kids.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, what I wanted to dive into today was really talking about overthinking. I'll read these statistics first. So because I just thought this was interesting. So the research says that 73% of 25 to 35-year-olds are chronically overthinking. So that's our age group.
Yep.
So 73% of us chronically overthink.
I don't doubt that in the slightest.
Yeah. But I feel like, that's what I so relate to. And 52% of people aged 45 to 55 overthink. But that it can associate too with depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and substance abuse.
Yeah, what comes into the chronicle?
What do you mean?
So in that stat, it said chronicle overthinking?
Yeah, chronic. Yeah. I guess constantly overthinking. When you think of that as chronic?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to sort of see where I would fit in that category.
I feel like I'm more chronic overthinker than what you are.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's been more times where I'm overthinking every situation,
Mm-hmm.
and I need your help to kind of bring me back to.
100%. I do agree with that. And I do think that I don't know if I'm in that bracket of the chronicle overthinking.
Mm.
Sometimes I think I might come into it, but
I think you overthink. I just don't think it's chronic.
yes, no. But I think in the other thing with that, a lot of guys and men don't show it as well, which that is a whole nother topic and everything. But I think that also does come into it.
Yeah, well, that's actually something that I think I had written down here, but that I think men have, it's like the research was saying like men have better ways that work to cope than what women do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think women kind of it turns into anxiety and stress like more quickly, whereas like men, and it doesn't say the ways that you do cope, so it could be something that's not really working, like just
Not
pushing
healthy.
it to the back of your mind and pretending it doesn't happen, rather than dealing with the situation, but yet it still works. So it depends on like the technique that you're using to cope. But in saying that, I still do think that you're better at, you really bring me back to like a neutral thought, on everything. When I'll give you an example. So like when I started up this business, right? And I was I started the social media, and I was putting it out there, and I was becoming someone different. Like I was changing my identity, and that can be scary because like people have like known you your whole life for like one way, like, and they think they know you, and then you're trying to create a new identity because you don't want to be like that person anymore. You want to come into your own. You want to and I would have times where I'd be really confident. I'd be like, yeah, I've got this. And then I'd have my down times too, where I'd be like, what have I done? Like, I just want to delete everything and hide. You know what I mean? And you would always say the right thing to bring me back and to be like, you're overthinking it. No one's thinking what you're thinking they are, you know?
Yeah, and that's 95% of the time you think someone else is saying something horribly bad, or they're judging you, but really there's nothing even going on. But in your head, you've already built this whole facade and this conversation that someone else has had with other people, and there's rumors in your head that have never even come true. And yet, I Yeah, that's 100% it, because it's thinking, oh yeah, like a survival mode. Like your body and your brain's always in this survival where it's like, oh God, like if that happens and this happens, how am I going to survive in this and this scenario? Like what do I do? And it's your brain. It's not bad. It's just trying to protect you in every single aspect. But then you're analyzing every single aspect, and it's like, that's not healthy.
No. And I so get it, like when it says that it can bring on, depression and anxiety and even eating disorders. Because I definitely think that's that's definitely something I went through growing up. And that's why I think like I got into nutrition, just because I always used nutrition as something that I could control. So when I couldn't control another situation, I could control my eating and control my food. So that's I just think that's like so relatable. I so understand that. But yeah, do you ever overthink? Like you do, but like, do you know?
100% I do. And I think I did put it together that the times I do overthink and the times I stress about things is either my nutrition's not in check, or I'm having too much caffeine, or I'm having something along these lines, something that's off the norm. And then I get self-conscious and I start feeling anxious. But I think I've got to a point where I can realize that and I go, oh God, like what am I, this is why I'm feeling this way. Yeah. And if you can give it a reason, then it already calms you back down, because you're like, I know they're not talking to, I know that this isn't going to happen. It's just because I've had nothing to eat all morning, or nothing at all, and I've just had like 3 coffees, and I'm like, of course that's going to make me feel anxious and antsy and everything like that. So I think I'm at that point where I can recognize when something's thrown me off and what that is, so I can sort of bring myself back. And there's been times where I've gone, oh God, I'm feeling this way. I need to go and drink some water. I need to go eat something.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely nutrition is a big one for me, where I do find that if I'm eating like crap, and I reckon a lot of people would feel like this. Yeah. If you're eating like crap throughout a week, five nights a week, whatever, I'm not saying just the one occasion where you go, oh, we're going to splurge and get something, but throughout the week, and then you're going, oh God, I feel like crap, I hate myself, and everyone just judges me, and everyone thinks that I'm horrible. Nutrition plays such a massive factor in all that, and I was never one to realize that. Growing up especially, definitely didn't have a knowledge of nutrition. Especially you grow up and everything everyone says is, oh, you can eat whatever because you're just going to burn it off.
Yes, I feel like they say that a lot for men. Don't you think that's I know, like, women, I feel like it's different. I got told a lot growing up, you have to be careful of what you eat because it turns straight to fat, because women are nurturers and they so we don't burn it off as quickly. Yeah. But I feel like men get told that a lot, that don't worry about what you eat, you're going to burn it off straight away. But like, no, like,
yeah, well,
you definitely, as you get older, your metabolism changes.
Oh, 100%. And you sort of think, oh, no, it's not changing for me yet. And then it feels like overnight.
Yeah.
It's just like, boom, got you. It's like, shit.
Got you. Tag.
Yeah. Tag. End of game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. But that's such a thing, I do feel like, for men. And I do feel like men, I saw it even like during school, like we had a gym and stuff, and at the school that we were at, and I just remember that the cool guys would go to the gym at lunchtimes and stuff like that, and it would be seen as, oh look, like, you had to be muscular, you had to have the muscular arms and everything. And it's funny, like we talk a lot like about women for body dysmorphia and stuff, and how we get put, to always be skinny and stick thin and everything. But men also had a lot of it too, growing up with, you have to have toned arms. You have to be bigger. You can't be too thin as a guy.
Yeah, if you're too big, then
you can't be too big. Yeah, like it's just like you couldn't win really.
No, but in that again, I guess it comes back to that whole of the mentality of who you want to impress and how you perceive yourself.
Yeah. It's all about the ego, really. Like if you are really comfortable in yourself, then all of that stuff won't matter. But of course, we all have that ego inside of us that's like, the overthinking part that's going, oh, yeah, but what do I look like today? What do other people view me as? Like, you might look in the mirror one day and go, oh, I look good. And then someone takes a photo, which definitely happens, like to me all the time. And then I look at the photo and I go, I thought I looked different to that. Like, I thought I looked really good. I looked in the morning. I thought I looked good. Like, why am I looking at this photo? It looks like a different person. And it's like, and then you overthink and go, oh my God, what did everyone think of me today? And it's like this vicious cycle, and it's just exhausting.
And back to the point of trying to break this cycle of the overthinking and the judgment on yourself more than anything. It's being comfortable in your skin. And it's being comfortable in who you are. And I heard this thing today, and it was talking about stress management. And there are 2 things that make it up. And one is that to not sweat the small stuff. Yeah. And it's all small stuff. And I think
that's like what I do.
Yeah. And I think it takes it like, and I heard him and they were speaking about it, and it goes puts everything into perspective of everything that you stress about means nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like when you look at the big pictures of like your health and your family and all that, all the, oh God, I got to get this job done, or I got to get this out on social media or something like that. It's all not worth it, especially when you look back and you go, like, what did you stress about when you look back? And the amount of things that you can remember that you stressed about compared to the amount of things you actually stressed about would be crazy. And you're like, if you could look back now and you'd be like how did I even stress about that? Like, of course that was never going to happen.
Well, it's like when I stress about things at night. Like, Mum always said, everything feels worse at night. Like she always said that, and I was like, and it's so true, because like I stress at night and everything feels really bad, and then you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why did I stress about that? Like, that wasn't even that bad.
I think that's a big thing with yourself is to let things go at night. And you always bring it up to me like, how do you just go to sleep so quick? Like so quickly, and without, like, even if I have things on my plate for the next day or something like that. And I have a really easy way of calming my mind, and that's acknowledging that nothing from when I'm going to go to sleep to when I wake up is going to change, and there's nothing that I can do to change that outcome of what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. And
so you might as well get sleep.
Yeah, because that's going to help.
Yeah, it'll make you feel better. Yeah, it's true.
And I'm not saying that's easy. Like, I can't say that to you and be like, boom, go do it tonight and you'll
But
sleep
when you
amazing.
do say it though, because I just feel like when you're in the moments of stress and anxiety, you don't think rationally. Yeah. So when you do have someone there saying that really calmly, like, don't have to, like, you know, be like, what are you doing? Why are you stressing out? It's fine.
Which
like,
I do sometimes too. I acknowledge that.
No, but like saying it in a way that's like really calm and being like, there's nothing that you can do right now that's going to change the outcome. So you might as well get sleep. You know, like saying it like that, because it just brings that rational voice back inside your head that you can't find at the moment, because at the moment you're just high anxiety, so it's all irrational thinking. Mm-hmm. And then when you wake up in the morning, you're like, that really wasn't as bad as what I thought it was. Like, I can handle this. This is fine. But now I do have, like, you've already seen, I've got lots of post-it notes everywhere and stuff, and I write down these affirmations that I literally see all the time. Like, I can handle whatever comes my way. Like, I am calm and confident. Like, and I know it sounds a little woohoo stuff, but when you have that plastered everywhere, it just brings back that rational thought. Like, it has that rational thought there.
I do think your sleep meditations do help a lot. Yes. Whether you're listening directly to them and you're like, yep, this, but it also gives that another voice in your head to block out it maybe your voice.
It's so true, yeah. Like, highly recommend, if anyone is an overthinker like me and you're struggling to sleep, get the Insight Timer app and listen to the sleep meditations on there. I listened to one that's called like Abundance or something. It just blocks out your thoughts. Like, not only like are you then all of a sudden, you know, it's helping you to get to sleep with the calming music and all that, but there's a person talking. So you can't have your thoughts because you've got this other person talking. So yeah, if anyone's a big overthinker at night, highly recommend.
Yeah.
What else? Like, what else do you do that's to stop overthinking or worrying?
I guess having support.
Yeah. Which I'm really grateful, because we do have each other.
Yeah. There's obviously people out there that don't have that support.
That's why I highly recommend trying to like find a community. Not that like you have then the one-to-one support at night. Like, I know that can be tough, but having people there, like in a chat group, or like meeting people, like doing hobbies and stuff, like going to the gym, like that kind of stuff, just meeting people, it just, that sometimes can then change how you feel after a day's work or something, or, you know, after a stressful day, because I don't know, it comes back with you to your home life. Like, it makes you feel like you're a part of something, a part of a community.
Well, I think a big thing is when going into the mental health side of things is feeling comfortable to talk about it.
Yes.
And there's, in a lot of workplaces now, I know at my work, there's designated people that you're allowed to go and confront and say, look, I'm struggling at the moment. And they're trained in health and everything like that and mental health to give you some advice or just sit there and listen. And sometimes that's it. You just need someone to listen, someone to talk to. And if you don't have that in your workplace or in a friendship group, there's phone numbers you can call and you can do this and you can just...
Yeah. And don't be afraid of being vulnerable. Like, don't be afraid of... Because I feel like a lot of us are too scared to admit any of our weaknesses because then it makes us look weak and feel weak and then, we'll lose out on something.
Yeah.
But the more I have become vulnerable, the more I've become stronger and the more people actually are drawn to me, without sounding cocky, but
but it would be a lot of the more people could relate.
Yeah.
Because you're not the only one going through all this. And I think it'd be shocking to realize how many other people have the exact same anxiety issues and mental health issues. And when you start to talk to it, they're like, holy crap, I feel this exact same way. I feel the pressure, especially with money, and money is obviously a big factor, but everything in life, everyone's gone through the same thing. So when you start to speak to someone, they go, yeah, I either went through that or I'm going through that, and it makes it that much easier for everybody.
So even if I'm a mindset and nutrition coach, doesn't mean that I don't still have my days where I get anxious or where I'm overthinking about food and stuff. I'm got here for a reason and I'm doing this for a reason. And it's just I just want to, the whole point of me doing this is the more I learn for myself, the more I can learn to help others.
Exactly. And it would be, I guess, a bit... Some people, I don't know how they would react if you just had a perfect life and you never had any issues, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to start nutrition, and you've never had those struggles.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah, and you've never had any mindset issues, and you're giving people advice, and it's so hard to give advice when you haven't gone through anything.
I think it's you feel easier to talk to someone too that can relate to you. Yeah. It's easier to maybe get in contact with a coach or something. And I highly recommend diving into the coaching world. It doesn't have to be with me, but I have 2 coaches at the moment and it's been life-changing for me. But I feel like I could relate to them in some way, shape or form because they had talked about things that they struggled with that I was like, oh my God, I struggled with that too. I don't know where I was going with that, but
no, but I think
I went on a tangent, but yeah. Anyway.
Bloody coaches.
Yeah. So from now on, I want to be decisive. I want to be confident with myself and the decisions I make. And I want to help other people do the same. What do you want?
Oh God, you put me
I would like $1 million.
Yeah, I know. Where do we start? No, I think I just want to get more sense of where my direction is, and how quick it has changed. I think to try and get my grasp of okay, where am I heading now? And I think that's my...
And have trust that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I've sort of come into now, which I was never really about, was just trusting, look, it's going to work out and all this.
Yeah.
I think I was one that if I didn't have the results or the data to go, okay, do this now and then you'll get this result.
Yeah.
I struggled with, okay, if I proceed with it, it'll all work out. But
that's actually a perfect one to come back to the overthinking. If anyone is struggling with, they're a big overthinker, a lot of it is because you're worried of the outcome. You have the fear of what may happen. But if you learn to lean into trust and patience and just knowing that it's all going to be okay no matter what, then you have that less overthinking thought because you don't need to. You just are like, I know it's all going to be fine. So you have a goal and you have something coming up that you really want to make and achieve, but you've got all these doubts or worrying thoughts about what other people are going to think of you or what will happen. Like, will you actually make it? What will people think if you don't make it? But instead of having that, you just trust the process and just go, whatever happens, happens. If I do get it, that was meant to be. If I don't, that was also meant to be. And there's a learning outcome for that. And it changes your whole perspective and changes your whole feelings around it, I feel.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
Yeah. When did it all change for you from your mindset of where there was a stage where you struggled? But how did you pull yourself out and how did you?
I literally, it came in, it wasn't, I feel like I want to tell this story where it like all of a sudden it happened overnight and I woke up and it was like, I just went, no, I'm going to do this. But it wasn't like that. It happened in small increments. Like I started off reading a book on trusting the universe, really. Like I'm pretty sure that's like what it was called. And then I started implementing some self-development tools into my life, like journaling and meditating. But I learned about it. Like I had no idea what meditating was. And I was like, at first I started doing it and I was literally just sitting there with my eyes closed going, I'm pretty sure this is what they do. And like, yeah, that's the whole gist of it. But I didn't really get why I was doing it. There wasn't any intent behind it. But then I learned about it. I read more books. Like I think reading was my biggest tool at the time because I didn't go and I was too scared to go and talk to people yet. Like I'd only really spoken to my doctor or something. But she just put me on anxiety medication. But I just started like reading little books here and stuff. And then slowly but slowly things just started to get easier. And my mindset, like compared to this time to last year, is completely different. I'm a whole new person. Like if you told me I was doing a podcast like this time last year, I wouldn't believe you. But it didn't happen overnight. It's because I kept working on it and I'd have my bad days here and there, but I kept reminding myself that I didn't fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you haven't failed. You can only fail if you quit. I say it all the time. You can only fail if you quit. So I just kept going and did other things. I really have always focused on my nutrition. Like I love nutrition. I'm passionate about it. But I didn't even exercise for the first lot of it. I only exercised to the end of last year. So even that got in later. Like it was literally more just doing these little...
Get in your mind.
Yeah. That's all I worked on at the start. So I guess my advice would be just to do little things at a time, and the little things add up. So if all you can do right now is like get one self-development book and just read, 3 pages a night, or if you can read 10 pages a night, like that's amazing. That's enough. Just do little by little, and trust me, it adds up. All of a sudden you want to do more.
Especially if you think you don't have time. And I'm bad for this, I know sometimes, where you're sitting on your phone and you're scrolling and you're like, oh, God, I feel like I just don't have any time. There was this thing where it was, if you're flicking through TikTok or Instagram, you're looking at videos and everything like that. Once you're done, try and think about the videos you watched and compared to, like, you won't remember a lot of them.
No, yeah.
So how quickly you'll watch a video and then swipe up, and not only just swipe up on your phone, it's swiping up and it's throwing it out of your brain. Like,
yeah,
and
it's true.
All of that time, imagine in that time you're doing something to develop your brain instead of just flicking through your phone. And I'm saying this, and I'll probably flick through some videos tonight, no doubt. But I heard that and I was like, damn. And
that's true,
every now and then I catch myself and I go, what am I doing? Like, why am I still just flicking through? And that's what it does. It's these short videos where it just goes, new thing. And it's like, yeah, what if you're reading your book and in that you got 5 minutes spare and you flick through a couple pages and you're like, that's helped you more than watching a video.
Yeah, and I've been really into self-development books now all the time because you'll learn more and it'll make sense to you more because you relate it to your life as you're reading it rather than looking at TikTok videos and like you're like, oh, that was funny, and then you're like, oh, what did I watch?
Yeah. Imagine if you're working out every time that you've been on your phone. Imagine if every time of those you were working out instead, and you're like, Jesus, imagine how fit I would be. Imagine how ripped I would be.
Yeah.
I'm not ripped. That's my point.
Yeah, but we're gonna be.
I just gotta get rid of the phone.
Yeah. So yeah, all my advice is just to do little by little. Start today, and in a year's time, you'll be a completely different person, and the anxiety won't hit you as bad. And I still have my anxious moments. Do not get me wrong. We both do. We still have our anxious times. It's not like we're perfect. But
Definitely not.
like last night we were both very anxious and we were both very tired and grumpy because we haven't had much sleep because of the kids. But for once, it like didn't end up being in a big fight.
Not for once, but yes. not
for once.
Dude, that was the first time. Congrats to us. We killed it.
Well, no. But it was different.
It was different because I think now we recognize when that's kicking in and we go, oh, look.
Yeah.
And we acknowledge and we go, look, we're not feeling right today. We're not in the right headspace. Let's not push it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think...
But that's because I'm getting at the point that is because we both have been working on ourselves.
Yes.
Like for a while now. So...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just... It gets easier and things. And all of a sudden, it's not until one day you go, oh my God, like I didn't get as anxious then. Like I did get anxious a little bit, but I got out of it really quick. And that's when you start to notice the big changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it. For now, that's...
Until we see you again.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, dramatic.
I was trying to create like a cool outro. I wasn't sure if you got one. I can think of one.
I do have a little music that plays. Have you not listened to my episodes?
No, I have, but I'm like a cool like something when I'm on, it's like that's the outro for Shane.
Okay.
So like Shane out or no,
Shane out. Anyway, I hope everyone once again had a beautiful Easter break. And I guess I'll talk to you in the next episode. See you, everyone. I'll say bye.
Laters.
Bye.